some very smart kids coming through from the Richard School. But first, CEO of Lanay Service Limited, Dr. Ellen Hagan, says including internship in the training curriculum of institutions is a catapult in aiding the youth to better utilize their learned and acquired skills and also reduce unemployment in the country. Her views comes as the United Nations Assembly states existing systems and methods of training are failing to address the learning needs of many young people. The Assembly Arts learning outcomes and skills show that a large number of youth have low levels of achievement in basic literacy and numeracy. That is why the global body is focusing on skills and jobs in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. As the world celebrates the first ever World Youth Skills Day today, Hanodami explores more of this SDG target 4.4, which calls for a substantial increase in the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills to meet the demands of the job market here in Ghana. And later on the back of this, Maxwell Agbagba is somewhere and he will be speaking with some national service personnel, because the theme for this celebration is transitioning from school training to job. First is Hannah Odami.
Young people all over the world have very interesting dreams. Sometimes very ambitious dreams about life and the careers they plan to pursue. But a growing trend is emerging in Ghana where many young people end up in industries or sectors they didn't train for. Today, they are bank tellers who trained as fashion designers at the Polytechnic and chemical engineers who are now marketing and sales executives. For an effective transition, there is the need for students to pick up targeted courses to enable them properly transition from school to work. But for my friend here, Sreda, she has a different mentality. For instance, she's in the University of Ghana studying history and information studies, but tells me she wants to be a teacher. Then why didn't you just enter teacher training school?
Well, growing up, I saw all my siblings go to the university, and then I wanted to go to the university. That was my first reason to experience university.
Sreda Etiamwa believes that having a university degree will give her some leverage as a teacher.
In Ghana, you realize that teachers are not really paid attention to. You always hear teachers going on strike. So even going into that profession alone is one that I had to deal with, think about it, and know if I really wanted to if I wanted to become a teacher. But then as I was in the university, I realized that your degree doesn't really tell what profession exactly you should go into.
Some have blamed this trend on the limited opportunities which exist on the competitive job markets in Ghana. Meet Yusuf Issa, a young professional who studied visual arts but now finds interest as a social media executive at Hits FM. Where did the interest come from? Because this is at par, visual arts and then social media executive.
I think the interest grew from how I like to play with stuff on the internet and how I have this desire of sharing or spreading information across, and in a very fun way. So basically that's all why I'm here. Yeah.
And how has it been? Have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been very, very exciting.
Have you thrown away everything you learned in visual arts or sometimes put it into practice?
I sometimes put it into practice occasionally.
Will you ever go back to it?
Yeah, I think I'll consider that, but it's not like I'm going totally back into it. Maybe I'll just have that one into play and together with this one or some other thing. Okay. Yeah.
Finally, some will also say that the connection between school and work, probably it's not there. You study one thing, you come out and you do not have the jobs available, so then you venture into a field that you don't really like. Did it happen to you in your case?
No. No, it did not.
Unlike Yusuf, however, many people in Ghana believe getting a university degree in any field is a critical requirement for the ever-shrinking job market. or a necessity to pursuing a particular career. Like many young people studying for a university degree, Sreda understands that this form of education prepares her to function better in the work environment.
My course specifically doesn't have a profession. If you history after graduating with a degree doesn't make you a historian. That's the problem with the university system. So, especially those of us in the arts, it doesn't really direct you into a profession. No, it gives you, I believe that it gives you the choice. For instance, if you are a science student, you find the doctors, the nutritionists, they know what they are. But if those of us in the arts, I think most of us are doing the course, and then when we come out, you have to find a job which is related to whatever you studied.
For human resource practitioner Dr. Ellen Hagan of Elaine Services Limited, who has trained a lot of talents to fit the diverse human resource needs that exist in industry, skills development and training in a specific field does not necessarily guarantee success.
We need to understand that the fact that you've been to study a curriculum and you are done only means that you have your opportunity to discover yourself and find out what you're good at, develop your soft skills, and find out what your dream is. I do admit finding out what your dream is, what you want to do in life, is difficult. But the best study of man is man himself. So you need to take some trouble. Do a research on yourself. Find out what people like about you, what your friends think you're good at. And you realize that from time to time, when they want somebody to maybe MC at an event in school, your friends will invite you to be the one to come and do it. And it looks like everybody seems to want you to MC their program. If somebody wants a story told, you know, they tell you come and do the storytelling. Somebody wants a tour guide, or you know how to do it so well, why don't you? So you sometimes you don't realize that you are good at certain things. So you need to rope in your friends, find out what you enjoy doing, and then gradually discover yourself, and then pursue what your dream is.
She believes the country will be the overall beneficiary when skills are nurtured to fit industrial needs. Thus, the need for the country to rethink its educational system to bridge the skills gap.
Internship should be an intentional methodology of upgrading the skills of the youth. So we don't want them to be thrown into companies and then left to their own devices, send this file to this place, go and make photocopy, you know, all the time. There must be some deliverable, some coaching, some, you know, training given to them, on-the-job training, that will make them better than when they got in.
Her advice to Sreda, Yusuf, and many more youth is?
Our university and our training, our educational system makes us specialize too early. When you're in the secondary school, you either have to choose science or arts. By the time you are doing your BEC, you are going one way or the other. And most of our young people, my children will call them sharks. I mean, they are multi-skilled. So they can do the languages, they can do science, they enjoy it, they can do business. So if you ask them to specialize early, before they get to the university, you're asking them to choose when they haven't really discovered themselves. We should be able to have a situation where somebody can study science or arts and then decide later on that, oh, I want to be an engineer after all. I don't want to study languages. But what happens is that if you choose the arts line, that's the way, yes, that's the way you have to go. You can't go back and do science. But in other parts of the world, you can take art subjects and become a doctor.
Alison Manswell is a business consultant and talent management expert at Path Forward Consultancy in Maryland, United States of America. She compares where her country and Ghana attempts managing the transition gap between training and work.
From Ghana specifically is this entrepreneurial spirit.
Okay.
Is incredible. It takes something special to be the one who stands at the roadside and has 300 people tell them, no, I don't want to buy your goods, and then wait for the 14 people who will say, yes, I want to buy your goods. The ability to withstand the no's is what entrepreneurs get paid for. The risk of not selling and not being able to make what you really need to make, entrepreneurs get paid for that risk. And not everybody has the personal confidence to be able to withstand the no's, take the risks, and also hang in there long enough to get the reward. And I find that we will spend more time to plan our weekend activities than we will spend to plan our career. Let's say somebody braids hair. They start off offering the service of just braiding hair. But then they come to find out, oh, there is a real market, because when somebody has finished their hair, I can sell them earrings and jewelry. And then as they get bigger in that, they meet another friend that they went to school with who now designs clothes. So what they do is, in their salon, now they have a salon, they have a section where they have designs. And so now they sell dresses and they sell men's and women's clothes.
So don't think because you're getting something, you're having ends meet, you remain stagnant where you are, thinking that that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Every role, every position is a step to get you further to where you want. But you have to be strategic. You have to be thinking about it in advance and not necessarily just, you know, say, okay, whatever, or there are no opportunities here, so that you give up. No.
Oh, I don't have the financial resources.
Or I don't have the financial resources. You can barter. If you don't have the resources to do what you want, you can barter with somebody who does, and you exchange your skill and your services for what they can offer you.
With the hashtag Skills for All, the theme for this year's celebration is aimed at raising awareness about the importance of youth developing skills. The key words here are identifying talents, nurturing it, and utilizing it to the best of your abilities for your community and the country as a whole. Hannah Odame for Joy News.
A very, very well detailed report indeed, marking youth skills. Today we'll have other conversations on the back of this.